Okay, right, so I think everything should be good now. I'm very sorry about those difficulties there. That's not quite the way I wanted to start my hour of the show, but I am here now. We're tracking Santa. He is just stopped off at Malabo, Equatorial Guinea, and now he is on his way to Yaoundé, however you pronounce that, Cameroon, in 30 seconds, and we've got just over 3.3 billion gifts delivered. So let's get some hype in the chat. Hello to everyone who's currently watching now. Hello Rocket, hello Cookie, Mark, Reflex, Nick, Henry, Tina, Leisha, everyone else watching. I hope you're having a wonderful Christmas Eve, and there is still so much left to go as Santa is on his way through Africa, and he'll be shortly be heading into Central Europe. So if you are in Central Europe, I recommend that you head to bed very soon because Santa will be there. So now he is just arrived in Cameroon and he is on his way to Bangui, Central African Republic in about 3 minutes. Hello everyone, looks like we've got a lot of people here. We've got 180 watching now. That is absolutely insane. Reflex, it's currently 9:02 PM for me, so Christmas Eve is almost over, and that's kind of sad because it means the end of the tracking day for me, but at the same time it's good because when I wake up in the morning there will be presents and it will be Christmas Day and everything will be wonderful. Lewis says, let's try and hit 900 likes by the end of the shift. And I think that is absolutely achievable. We've got 869 right now and we've got an entire hour to do it. So I reckon if you guys who haven't liked the stream, like it right now, we will absolutely achieve that goal. So yeah, absolutely do that. If you haven't liked the stream, like it now. Leisha, you've been here since when the show started this morning. That is awesome. I mean, I've been sort of in and out during the day. I've been helping out with a lot of the stuff that YANTSU's been doing. But yeah, we've had a fantastic show today, and we've still got so much more in store for you. So do not go anywhere yet, unless of course Santa is about to arrive near where you live, in which case I'd strongly suggest that you go to sleep soon. You're from Serbia. Yeah, Santa will be coming there very soon, so I recommend going to bed as soon as possible. In fact, Rocket, do I live in the UK? Yes, I do indeed. Hello, we've got people from the USA here. Indeed, African Republic alert. Santa will be there in about a minute. So where has Santa been recently? We've got him just over the middle of Africa right now. And, since Connor switched over, we've had him heading north up the west coast of Africa. He's sort of doing like the whole of Central Africa right now, and he is steadily making his way towards Central Europe. So anyone who is in Central Europe, I once again repeat, you must get to bed as soon as possible because Santa is headed your way. Ryan, you're also from England. That is awesome. Morgzilla, I remember you indeed from my previous hour. You've been very active in the chat over the past few hours. Hello Patrick, it's great to see you again. Hope you're having a good Christmas Eve despite the unfortunate working hours. Yeah, I remember you, Mark. Harvey's Epic Games, hello Harvey. I hope you're having a great Christmas Eve and I hope you're enjoying the stream. Michael says, I live in the UK, which is in Europe. Indeed I do, but the UK is sort of like more Western Europe, whereas Santa will be covering more of Central Europe, and then he will be heading into Western Africa, and then after that he will be finally heading to the UK, and that will be around about midnight UK time. So I've got a bit of time. I don't have to go to bed right yet, but I am planning on going to bed around about 11 PM latest because I don't want to be awake when Santa is here. I don't want to have to cause him to backtrack later. It would be best for me to just be in bed when Santa's here so he can just get the job done and move on to other houses. And yeah, Santa is expected to be in the UK like just before midnight, so it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like we were saying earlier, oh, Santa's going to be in the UK like in 12 hours from now. The time has gone so quickly. It is literally only about 3 and a bit hours and Santa will be here. So for those of you in the UK, the wait is almost over. Just a few more hours and Santa will be here. It's very exciting for the UK right now. It's been dark for quite a few hours. Christmas Eve is well underway and Santa is getting ever closer. So now Santa's been to the Central African Republic and now he's on his way to Abuja, Nigeria in about 3 minutes. So I think he is really sort of getting into the northern part of Africa now. Um, and yeah, he is making quick progress through the continent. Yeah, definitely will be in Europe in about half an hour, I reckon, at most. And we've got a poll in the chat. What do you leave out for Santa? Cookies or something else? Personally, I leave out cookies and milk, um, and also a carrot for the reindeer. Uh, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like that's what quite a lot of people do. And another thing that I used to leave out for Santa, but don't have any of those this year. I don't know if anyone else did this, but there's sort of these uh, chocolates that you can like hang on your Christmas tree. Well, at least I used to leave those out a long time ago, and Santa would often eat a few of those, but haven't got any of those this year. I don't know if anyone else has done a similar thing. More generally, you'll leave out mince pies. Yeah, I've never really done that. Personally, I'm not a massive fan of mince pies myself, but I guess some people might have different opinions on that. You're in Canada. When is Santa coming? Well, it depends on whereabouts you are in Canada, but we can expect Santa to be making his first stops in North America. The first of those will be in Canada in about 5 or 6 hours from now. But remember that we have our arrival time map, santatracking.net/arrivaltime.html, and you can go there and you can see like when Santa will arrive in different parts of the world and when Santa will arrive in your location. Yeah, Nigeria should absolutely be in bed by now. It's just over a minute and then he'll be there. So I reckon if you're in Nigeria now, you should definitely be asleep. How high does Santa fly his mercy wheeling? Well, I think it depends on sort of whereabouts he is in the world. If he's delivering to like many populated cities and towns, then he'll probably be quite low because he has to make a lot of stops. But maybe if he's going over large bodies of water, then he might fly a bit higher, perhaps. Yes, indeed, Yoshi, speedrun to bed if you live in Nigeria, and also pretty much the rest of Central Africa, because Santa will be there very shortly. And yeah, Merry Christmas to you, awesome Liam1000. Hope you're having a great Christmas Eve so far, and hope you're enjoying the show. So wow, we're already closer to 3.4 billion than we are to 3.3 billion. Pretty insane how fast the gift counter is going up. And we've got Santa just about to arrive in Abuja, Nigeria, in about 3, 2, 1, 0. And now he's on his way to Cotonou. Yeah, I probably pronounced that wrong once again. But he's heading to Benin in just under 2 minutes. Hello Rob, it's great to see you again. Indeed, the time has gone very quick. It'll only be a few hours before the UK will sadly be heading to bed. And yeah, hello Aiden's Life. Yeah, I remember you. Great to see so many people coming back from last year. You were here for 6 hours. Wow, that is dedication. We love to see that. People tracking Santa with YANTSU for so long. Yeah, I'd say Western Africa should definitely think about going to bed soon. When will Santa arrive in the UK? Well, in just over 3.5 hours. Probably before midnight local time. Yeah, Cheese and Ham, you've been very active in the chat as well. It's great to see so many people who have been here for such a long time. Yeah, pretty much all of Central Europe will be very soon for Santa. So it's almost in Benin now. I wonder where he'll head next. I think he'll probably head north from here. Hello Jack. Mercy asks, is it okay if I can't get to bed on time because I usually can't fall asleep until 2 AM? No, that's not too big of a deal. Santa will backtrack and head back to places where people weren't asleep the first time he visited later on in this journey. What continent is Santa in? He's currently in Africa, but it is not too long before he'll be heading into Europe, and he'll be covering a lot of the continent. So that's Santa about to arrive in Benin. and now he is on his way to Agadez, yeah, in 3 minutes. Do you know when he'll be in Douglas, Texas? Well, Texas, or probably won't be for quite a while. I reckon about 9 or 10 hours, and he'll be heading there. And New York won't be too long, maybe a little over 5.5 hours. Don't forget, our santatracking.net/arrivaltime.html will tell you when Santa will be in each US state and Canadian province, and also in other countries across the world. So we've got 875 likes at the moment. I reckon we can get at least 900 by the end of my hour. I reckon that's the absolute bare minimum we should be aiming for. So if you haven't liked that stream, make sure to head on down and smash that like button. How long till Santa's in Ohio? Probably a little over 6, maybe 7 hours. Merry Christmas to you, Thomas Checks. Yeah, let's see if we can get to 1,000. Maybe we won't quite get to 1,000 by the end of my hour, but I reckon we will very soon get there. If not in my hour, then maybe in the next hour when Jack will be hosting again for 2 hours. I'm sure he'll do another fantastic job. He's been a great host all day today. You have a favourite Christmas activity that you do every year? Well, I'd probably say this, to be honest. Tracking Santa on Christmas Eve and hosting with Team YANTSU. That's probably one of my special traditions that I do these days. So we're almost approaching 3.4 billion gifts. Whereabouts is Santa on sort of the wider scale of things? Yeah, he's right here now and he's heading here. Really heading north fast. Aiden's life always turns us on right when I wake up at Christmas Eve. Well, same here. I've been following along with the YANTSU stream since it started for me at 7 AM UK time. So luckily, not too bad of a time to wake up, but still a bit of an early one for me, especially as I've been used to lying in a bit over the past few weeks. Indeed, Central Europe should get ready because Santa is almost there. They should be there in about 10. Yeah, just getting very close. And I think potentially Libya next. I'm not quite sure. We'll have to see. And he's going to Ati, Chad in 3 minutes. Looks like it's sort of over the middle of a desert at the moment. Probably. I think it's at the Sahara. I think it might be. Yeah, that's the Sahara. So yeah, hopefully people in Africa are leaving out water for the reindeer because I'm sure they're getting very hot flying over the Sahara Desert. There certainly won't be too much snow in this part of the world, but maybe when Santa gets into sort of Northern Europe, Sweden, Norway, there'll be a lot more snow for the reindeer and it'll be more sort of their environment. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of snow in the UK. It's been a very rainy Christmas here. I'm not sure about other parts of the UK, but I'm not sure about other parts of Europe, but I'm sure once he gets to sort of Scandinavian countries there will be some there. So very close to 3.4 billion gifts now, which I believe means we are not too far off halfway through Santa's gift delivery. I think his final count will come to just over about 7.5 billion, which is an absolutely incredible number. But he still has all of Europe and all of the Americas to go, so he is by no means anywhere near finishing his journey yet. Oh, Patrick is telling me it snowed in Alexandria, Egypt the other day. Well, I didn't know that. It's kind of crazy to think it's snowing in a desert. It snowed in Hawaii, wow. So I guess the UK must be the only country in the world, apart from us in the southern hemisphere, that doesn't get snow at all at Christmas, especially if you live down on the south coast. like I do. You'll never see a white Christmas here, sadly. Hello, Holly. Oh yeah, Antarctica's a desert. Yeah, okay, well you know what I mean, okay. And Moselle, of course I do enjoy doing this every year, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. When is it bedtime alert for the UK? I'd say probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours from now. You should probably be getting to bed absolute latest. When will Santa be arriving in Ireland? Probably just after the UK, around midnight local time. Yeah, cheese and ham is indeed weird that it never snows in the UK. I'm pretty sure they get snow even in like the southern like US states sometimes, even though it can be quite hot there. But of course, you just don't get it in the UK. You gotta love the UK weather. How long till Santa makes it to America? Probably about 5 hours from now. We probably think he'll follow the trend of previous years and enter the US from Florida and then head north up the east coast and then sort of zigzag his way across the US over the following few hours. So that's Santa done with Chad, and now he's on his way to Sabah, Libya in 4 minutes. So I think that is almost the end of his trip through Central Africa, and within about 10-15 minutes most, I'd say he'd be heading into Central Europe. So definitely Italy, that tends to be one of the first places that he goes to in Central Europe. If you're in Italy, or if you're, hang on, what other places do you go? He goes to Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, sort of the states directly east of Italy. You should definitely go to bed if you live in any of those countries. What is your favourite US state? Well, personally, I've only been to Florida, so I guess I'd have to go with that. Daniel, you live in Arizona and you're getting snow, that's cool. Where's Connor? Connor is done for the night, but we have many other excellent hosts taking you through the next few hours of tracking and taking you through all the way to when Santa returns from the North Pole at 5 AM EST or 10 AM GMT. What do I want for Christmas? Not really a lot, maybe some clothes, that's about it. I don't really need a massive amount. Where do I live? I live in the UK, South Coast. So apparently the least snowiest place in the world, according to what we're hearing in the chat. Apparently everyone's getting snow. Central and Western Europe get to bed now, indeed. Because he is almost there. What time am I going to bed? Probably about 11 PM. I want to be asleep by the time Santa gets here. And I think if he is going to arrive here just before midnight, I think I should be asleep by then. I had a pretty long day and I didn't sleep a massive amount last night, so I think I'll get to sleep fairly quick. Should be good for when Santa arrives at my house. And of course, Nick has linked in that all-important arrival time map in the chat, so you can go and see when Santa is expected to arrive in your area. It's just starting to get dark here in northern Michigan. Well, it's been dark here in the UK for quite a while now. It's certainly completely pitch black outside. It is 9:20 PM here, and the sun's set about 4 PM, so it's been a while that it's been dark here. All the Christmas lights are on. Christmas Eve is truly in full swing. What time will Liam be on UK time? He'll be on after Jack's 2-hour shift, so he'll be on at midnight UK time. He'll be straight on as soon as Santa has been in the UK. Hopefully he'll get a little bit of sleep so Santa can visit his house, and then as soon as that has happened, he'll be on and he'll be taking you through Santa's Atlantic crossing as he heads towards South America for the Americas part of his journey. Will Liam be the last host? No, I believe Jack will be the last host. He'll be on for the final hour at 4 AM EST, and before that we'll have Alex doing a a massive marathon, I think 4 or 5 hours straight, so that's certainly quite a long one. We had Liam doing 5 hours early this morning, so I wish Alex all the best of luck for that. Hosting for 5 hours is certainly a long time. I mean, hosting for 2 hours is quite a bit in itself, and I'm only doing 2 1-hour shifts this year. Yeah, Marcus is on 11 till 12, so make sure to say hi to him when he's hosting the show as Santa makes his way through the United States and Canada. You're watching Liam at 1 AM in the morning. Well, so was I, but it was a little bit of a better time for me. It was about 7 AM, 8 AM in the morning for me. I think we in the UK get quite lucky with our NORAD timings because it starts at 9 AM GMT for us, and the show started at 7 AM. So it's not. I sympathise with you Americans who wake up at like 1 or 2 AM and for the countdown end and watch the entire thing from there. That must be pretty tough. I couldn't imagine having to do that. I'm kind of glad that we pretty much have the tracking starting as soon as we wake up in the morning. Is the Santa tracker accurate? Well, it does use a military radar and satellite, so it is supposed to be fairly accurate. NORAD have been tracking Santa since 1955, so they've had the time to perfect their technology, and I'm sure by now they're fairly good at figuring out where Santa is. So we've got Tripoli in about 40 seconds, and I think after this he might be going to Tunisia or he might be going straight across the Mediterranean to Italy. Let's see what happens. Reflex, you barely slept last night because I was so tired. I mean, I barely slept last night mainly because I was just a bit too excited for the tracking and the show today. Mark says it's the next stop Italy. Yes, I think it might be the one after. It might be straight after this, or it might be the one after that. But anyway, we've got Santa just about to arrive in Tripoli. Where is he going to head next? Okay, no, he is heading to Malta next. So it appears that he is done with Central Africa for now. Now he's heading straight across the Mediterranean, and he will now be going to Europe. So it should be like Malta and then up Italy. Do you leave stockings out for Santa to stuff? There's a new poll in the chat. Let's see it. I personally do. Looks like we've got 80% saying yes and 20% no. Yeah, it's always been a bit of a tradition in my house to leave out stockings and sort of leave some smaller presents in there while the main ones go under the tree. What is he doing after Europe? He'll be heading across the Atlantic, and then he'll be going to South America and then to North America. And finally, for all you people in the US, he will be heading to the US and Canada. You got to wait for him to get through all of Europe and the rest of Africa and South America first. But be patient, and Santa will eventually arrive in your place. Central Europe, yeah, Central Europe, definitely get to bed. If you're anywhere in Central Europe now, definitely go to bed. And I'll say even Western Africa should also think about getting to bed as well, because Santa will be heading there after he's done with Central Europe. Okay, so now he's on his way to Rome. He's just left Malta, and I believe we normally get NORAD cam at Rome. I'll play that if we do get one. Yeah, I think Rome should definitely be in bed by now. Looks like Santa just hit some island, I think, in Italy. Is that Sicily? I think it is. Into Italy a few times. Nice place. Should the Polish go to sleep? Yes, definitely. Poland will be visited by Santa very soon. Should I go to bed in the UK Western? I'd say you're probably fine for now, but probably within an hour or so you should think about going to bed if you're in the UK. So what's that? 3.45 billion gifts? I wonder how close he'll get to 4 billion by the end of my show, but I don't think he'll get quite there. But He has certainly gone from 2 to 3 billion very quickly. I'm guessing it was all those stops in Eastern Europe and Central Africa that must have really boosted him on his way to 3 billion. Everyone in this chat should be on the good list. Yes, indeed. I imagine everyone here will get what they asked for from Santa. Is this your last shift of the night? It is indeed. I'll be staying up a little bit longer, and then I'll be heading to bed. And then I'll be waking up on Christmas Day, opening presents and all that fun stuff. Oh yeah, San Marino should get to bed, and pretty much, yeah, anyone in Central Europe should be heading to bed now. Okay, so that looks like that's Rome right there. We can see the Vatican. I think Santa's probably hitting these cities right on the coast of Italy. I think he'll probably continue to head through Italy after this. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And his next stop is Foni, Sardinia, Italy, in just over a minute, and it does appear that we have Santa Cam, so I will turn off my music and I will play that for you guys.
Buono feste, happy holidays. Santa is now cruising over the Mediterranean, and NORAD satellites are watching as he heads toward Rome, Italy. Rome's magnificent architecture, fountains, and piazzas are some of Santa's favorite sights during his journey. One of the elves mentioned that Santa plans to stop in Piazza Navona for a quick espresso to recharge before continuing his journey. Salute!
Alright, and that is Santa in Rome, and we just saw him circle the Colosseum right there. And Santa's just reached Foni, Sardinia, and now he's on his way to Ajaccio, however that is, Corsica, France, in only 30 seconds, so he's really making the stops quickly now. Certainly whoever's on Twitter right now, I wish you luck, because Central Europe is absolutely crazy with the number of stops. There will be a lot of them all coming up in a short space of time, so you're going to have your work cut out for you. Yeah, he's already in France. It's pretty crazy how quickly it's going. I cannot believe like Christmas Eve is almost over for the UK. Like, how is it already 9:30 PM? It just goes too quick every year. I mean, as much as I look forward to Christmas, there's something magical about Christmas Eve, and there's something that I love about doing this show every year. Okay, so that's Corsica done, and now he's on his way to Fidenza, Italy, in just over 1 minute. Should Spain go to sleep? Yes, I think probably. If you are living in Spain, then you should go to sleep as soon as possible, because it won't be long at all before Santa arrives there. And Kobe, Santa came to your house. You liked your presents. That is awesome to hear. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful Christmas day, and I hope you had a great time watching the stream. So we've got 880 likes right now. We can definitely up the pace a little bit. Come on, let's get to 900, guys. If you're watching here now, you just joined, make sure to smash that like button. Let's get us to 900. No, he's back in Italy, it seems. Definitely a lot of stops here. I'm sure there's a lot of believers in Italy. And maybe Santa will stop by for pizza somewhere. They do some very good pizza in Italy. Okay, yeah, and whoever said San Marino earlier, yeah, they should definitely be in bed. If we have any viewers from San Marino, I really hope you're in bed. You live in Canada, do you have to go to bed? Probably not quite yet. I think Santa's got a bit of a while before he arrives in Canada. He's still got all of Europe and South America to do. Should be a bit of a while, and then he'll finally get to North America. Should the UK be asleep even though it's 9:30? Well, I guess if you're feeling tired, you might want to go to sleep now, but I say it's not essential that you're in bed yet. Definitely try and be in bed by about 11 though, because we're expecting Santa in the UK a little before midnight local time. Patrick, you had pizza for lunch. Well, I bet it wasn't as good as the pizza that they have in Italy. I'll tell you what, there was this one absolutely magnificent pizza that I had in Venice once. I don't think anything will ever beat that. So that's Santa past San Marino, and he's on his way to Dubrovnik, Croatia, in just over a minute. Now, like I said, all of the countries, this part of Europe, over the Adriatic, to sort of like Slovenia, Bosnia, Serbia, all of that, Albania, you should definitely be going to bed now if you live there. Looks like we have a Santa snapshot over on our Twitter, Santa making his way over Europe. I wonder where you'll head next. There's a lot of places to go in Europe. There's a lot of countries. There's a lot of stops in a short space of time. What is the app called? It is the NORAD Santa website, noradsanta.org. Patrick is giving a fun fact that Star Wars is filmed in Dubrovnik. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm not sure which one though, because I know that they filmed a lot of them in many different places. So now he's arriving in Croatia. Should be delivering there shortly. Definitely delivering over to these towns and cities over on the coast of the Adriatic. He's close. Yeah, you should definitely go to bed if you're in Serbia. I think Santa will be at your house within 10 minutes at most. So go to bed now. So that is Santa in Dubrovnik, and now he's on his way to Podgorica, Montenegro, in 10 seconds. So yeah, really some quick fire stops right now. He's going to be going from city to city in Europe very quickly. So now he's at Podgorica, and he's on his way to Tirana, Albania, in just under a minute. Yeah, definitely bedtime alert for all of the Balkan countries. Anyone in Europe except Britain should go to bed quickly. Yeah, and also probably Portugal have got a bit of more time, because unless Santa changes up his route, he won't be going there until after he's been to Western Africa. Usually the sort of tradition of the Santa is to go through Western Africa, then he kind of flies north to Portugal, and then often like the islands, like the Canary Islands, and then into England. That's Tirana, Albania done, and next up is Velez, Macedonia, in 45 seconds. And we're approaching 3.5 billion gifts. We are almost at that halfway point, folks, but not quite, because there's still so much for Santa to deliver. When do I think he's going to Germany? I think he's going to Germany very soon. If you're in Germany, then at this point you should go to bed. And the Chindation, your parents say you should go to bed now, then I think you should probably listen to them, because your parents probably know best when Santa will arrive. And I'm sure that Santa isn't far away at all. What kind of keyboard do I have? I literally, I'm just using a laptop. So yeah, literally just a laptop inbuilt keyboard, nothing fancy. I mean, it lights up, but that's about it. So that's Macedonia done, and now he's on his way to Pristina, Kosovo in 15 seconds. Definitely Poland, Germany, all those Central European countries should be good to bed. How old do I think Santa is? Well, I don't think anyone really knows for sure, but we know that he is many centuries old. Okay, so next up is Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina, in just under a minute. So yeah, going super quick through Europe. 1751 reckons bad karma. Yeah, that's probably a good estimate, but no one really knows for sure. Santa's certainly been delivering for a long time. Do you think it's Christmas in Australia? Yeah, I think it should be coming up to Christmas morning for Australians. I think they'll be waking up to their presents. I'm sure they'll be all very excited about what Santa got them. 2021 years old. So you reckon Santa was born in the year zero? I guess that maybe that's a possibility. I'm not quite sure when the first documented Santa visits were, but I'm sure they were many centuries ago. Should kids go to bed in the UK? They should probably think about it, but the absolute latest I'd say is about 11 p.m. But definitely no later than that. And that is Santa past Sarajevo and on his way to Venice, Italy, in a minute and a half. Mrs. Claus is 1,139. That's a bit of an age gap. Santa's 1,700 or 600 years. I'm excited, I am indeed. Although at the same time, I'm kind of sad that Christmas Eve is coming to an end because I love doing this show every year. I gotta wait another year for it now. It always goes so quickly. But it's definitely worth it, all the preparation that we put into it each year, and then streaming with you guys, there is no better feeling, really. What are the elves doing? Well, I'm sure they're celebrating and partying because they've done all of their gift production and they're cheering on Santa as he heads around the world. I'm sure they might be following him on NORAD back from the North Pole and seeing how he's doing, checking on his progress, checking on how the gifts that they've been making over the past few months getting on. I'm sure the elves and Santa will get a nice long break after Christmas before they start working on Christmas for next year, because I'm sure they've all been working very hard, especially over the past few months we've gotten closer to Christmas. And we've got Santa arriving in Venice. I think he might be almost done with Italy, so I'm interested to see where he'll head next. And it is Maribor, Slovenia in a minute, exactly. It's Christmas morning here in New Zealand, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'm sure most of you over in New Zealand have all opened your gifts by now. It's great to see that you're still sticking around with the stream even long after Santa's been to your house. It must be kind of strange, like being on Christmas Day and then seeing Santa heading over Europe. Yeah, Alicia, I reckon they do celebrate when Santa comes home. It must be like a year's work complete, and then they'll probably rest a long time as a reward for finishing the work for the year. That's Slovenia in just a few seconds from now. Where is he going to head next? It is Belgrade, Serbia in a minute and a half, so really getting into those sort of European countries now. Hello aviation content, Merry Christmas. Hope you're having a great Christmas Eve. Seems to be a lot of you in New York, but I think Santa will be in New York in about 5 hours from now. That's one of his first stops in the US. He'll be heading along the East Coast around about 10 p.m. EST, and he'll be making his way from Florida up north along the coast on his way to sort of places like New York and states sort of in the northeast. Yeah, I strongly recommend the person in Serbia in the chat gets to bed as soon as possible, because Santa is literally like on your doorstep. Yeah, indeed. Get to bed. Yeah, and Google does use Wi-Fi hotspots, and NORAD uses military satellites and radar, so they're bound to be more accurate. So that's why we at YANTSU here use NORAD rather than Google. So now he's just been to Belgrade, Serbia, and he's on his way to Budapest, Hungary in a minute. Right, I'm still seeing that like button at 887. I think we can do a little bit better than that, guys. Come on, let's get to 900. We can do that before the end of my hour, surely. We've only got 13 more. 13 more of you. 12 more of you now. It's 888. If you're one of those 12 people who haven't liked it, then now's your chance. Be the 1000th like. Imagine being that. You're the 1000th person to like the stream. I'm sure you'd all want that honour. Alicia, you're feeling sleepy, so that means Santa is almost here. Yeah, I think I'm not quite sleepy yet, but I can definitely feel that it's bedtime is sort of approaching. There's not much longer left of Christmas Eve here in the UK. So that is Hungary, and now he's in Krakow, Poland. So I remember someone asking about Poland earlier in the chat. So now he is on his way into Poland. So I hope if there's anyone from Poland in chat, you're in bed by now. NORAD also has games. Yeah, they do. I think Google has some as well, but the NORAD games. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess the NORAD and Google games are different. Personally, I haven't really played the games much, but I'm sure they're all really cool. Yeah, it seems to be a lot of people sleepy in the chat. So I'm guessing you guys are sort of Europe, maybe UK. Yeah, for sure. Christmas Eve will be over soon, and Santa will be arriving in your houses. And wow, that like button has shot up to 894. We are so close to 900 likes. So that's Santa in Krakow, Poland. Now he's on his way to Vienna, Austria in just over a minute. So I feel like he's probably going over the Alps pretty soon. So that's some pretty mountainous terrain for Santa to get over. So we've got 895. Come on, 5 more people, and then we're at 900. I reckon we can get 1,000 by the time Liam is back on at 12 a.m. I'm sure it would make Liam's day if he came onto the stream and it was 1,000 likes when he gets on. So let's try and get as far as we can as possible to 1,000. Let's make Liam's day. So where is Santa heading at the moment? It seems that he is over the Czech Republic. I think it looks like he's about to cross the border into Austria, and Vienna's about there. So he's really visiting a lot of cities in Central Europe. That is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And next up is Freising in Germany in 1.5 minutes. Another country that I've heard in the chat. So here we go. Santa's in Germany very shortly. People are talking about favourite Christmas films. Well, mine is certainly Elf. I think Home Alone would come in at a close second. That's another great one. That was on TV earlier in the UK. Unfortunately, I didn't catch a lot of it because I was kind of busy with YANTSU stuff. But it's still a great film. Is there going to be a Berlin YANTSU cam? Well, you will simply have to wait and see. Because I think Santa is he should be heading to Berlin very shortly. So when he gets there, maybe there will be a Berlin cam, maybe not. You're watching Elf right now, yeah, what a film. I love it so much. Always gets me in the Christmas mood whenever I watch it. What time in Ireland? Probably around midnight local time, so literally just over 2 hours from now. Mr. Pickle says there is usually a Berlin cam. I'm not sure if you're talking about for NORAD or YANTSU. I'm actually not too sure if there's a NORAD Berlin count. There might be actually, but I guess we'll have to wait and see for Santa to arrive in Berlin. So now he is in Freising right now, and now he's on his way to Prague, Czech Republic, in a minute. Michael reckons there will be a NORAD camp for Berlin. Well, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Did you miss Moscow, Russia, because your cousin lives there? Well, yeah, you did miss Moscow. Hopefully your cousin was asleep. Santa was in Moscow about 2 or 3 hours ago, but if he wasn't asleep, then not to worry, because Santa will backtrack to homes where people were not asleep the first time he was there. Your cousin will get their gifts. Yeah, he arrives in Arizona around 11 p.m. local time. That's generally a good rough estimate for the UK for states in the US. But don't forget we have that arrival time map that I'm sure you've heard a lot about and has been posted in the chat many times. So that is Santa in Prague, and I have received reports that we do have a YANTSU cam to play. So I'm going to play that now for you guys.
Dashing from country to country, there doesn't appear to be any sign of Santa slowing down as he flies through Central Europe. As well as flying over the many cities in the continent, Santa is also sure to stop by at the more remote areas, including the snow-capped Alps mountains. Santa hopes that all the kids of Europe are tucked up in bed and asleep, ready for his arrival. Make sure to stay tuned to SantaTracking.net for updates on when it's time for you to go to bed. For SantaTracking.net, I'm Jonathan Nieves.
Okay, well, I hope you all enjoyed that YANTSU cam, guys. That was Santa heading through Central Europe, heading it was over very many different countries and cities, not just one, not just Prague, but many places over Central Europe. And it seems that we're on 899 likes. That is absolutely incredible. One more, and then we're on 900. That is such an incredible number to reach. But in the meantime, Santa has arrived in Bratislava, Slovakia, and he's on his way to Warsaw now, so he's really heading into Poland at the moment. Come on, look, we're literally on 899. Oh, 902, there we go, we're on 900 now. So how quickly can we get to 1,000? Let's try and get there before Liam is on at 12 a.m. That's your goal, guys. You've got to get 1,000 likes before Liam returns. Yeah, 900 likes. Let's get some hype in the chat for 900 likes. Yeah, thank you. We appreciate that you like the cams. Yeah, definitely if you're in Poland, go to bed, and if you're sort of Scandinavian countries like Sweden and Norway, Denmark, also go to bed. When does Liam return? He will return at midnight GMT, which is 7 p.m. EST. And he'll be taking you for another hour of tracking Santa. But before that, we've got Jack for 2 hours, and he's been an excellent host throughout the day, and I can't wait to see him host again and take you through more great Santa tracking as he heads through Europe and Africa. So that's Santa in Warsaw, and now he's on his way to Gdansk, Poland, in just under a minute. Should you sleep in the UK? Yeah, I think the UK should probably think about sleeping soonish. It's not absolutely urgent that you get to sleep now, but I'd say you should definitely think about it if you're not in bed already. Yeah, and definitely also the same for Ireland, because once Santa has been to the UK, he'll be straight across the water to Ireland, and then he'll be very quickly through Ireland and then on his way across the Atlantic from there. Should Luxembourg go to sleep? Absolutely, Luxembourg should be in bed by now because there's not long at all until Santa arrives there. Should you sleep in New York? Probably not quite yet. I don't think Santa will be there for a good 5 hours or so at least. So yeah, Stockholm, Sweden, in 2 minutes from now. Daniel checked Santa's EST for Arizona and it said 12:16 AM. Yeah, so there's your answer for those of you living in Arizona or nearby states. Definitely try and be asleep by midnight at the very latest, so probably head to bed about 11 at the latest. Have I seen Santa? Not personally, because every time he's been to my house, I've been asleep, but I track him every year. So I guess that's about as close as I'm going to get to seeing him, unfortunately. What's my favourite country that I've been to? Definitely Iceland. That was amazing. Went there a few years ago. Will Santa be in Torquay? What time? Probably about 11:40 PM. Ish. That'll be one of his first stops in the UK. What country do I live in? I live in the UK. So yeah, all of you UK people, I'll be heading to bed soon as well. Alex Smith, you can tell your kid that Santa should be in the UK between about 11:30 and midnight, so make sure they go to bed by then, or they're asleep by then, definitely. And J Animations, thank you for watching the stream and have a very Merry Christmas. Hope to see you next year. Hope Santa gets you everything that you've asked for. What's my favourite thing about Christmas Day? I think it is probably just the general atmosphere and magical feel of it. And also, definitely the Christmas dinner. The pigs in blankets, they're the highlight of the meal. Where is Santa at now? He is just arriving at Stockholm and now he's on his way to Berlin. So I think some people were saying that there might be a Berlin NORAD cam. Well, we will find out in 3 minutes when Santa arrives there. Looks like Santa sort of just went north up to Sweden and now he's coming straight back down south, so I'm guessing he's sort of visiting this part of Sweden right now, heading right over all of these towns and cities as he heads back south towards Berlin. Bit of a long way now, 3 minutes until he gets there. Yeah, he does indeed take a few weird routes, but I guess it's kind of hard to go to places like Sweden and Norway where it's like really like stuck out from like the rest of Europe. You sort of got to make a bit of a trip north and head straight back down south. When will Santa arrive in the USA? Probably about 4.5 hours from now. Mr. Pickle, you've been here from the start. That's awesome. We love that dedication. Santa Claus is almost coming to town. Yeah, indeed he is. Certainly for Central Europe and then after that Western Europe and Western Africa, Santa is on his way. Santa going to Berlin and Copenhagen. Well, I think at the moment he's heading to Berlin, but probably shortly after that he will be heading to Copenhagen. What was my most memorable Christmas? That is a very tricky one. I'd honestly say 2011 because of how great the NORAD tracking was that year. That was such a great year for NORAD, but I don't know, I just remember that as being a Christmas that I'd particularly like to go back to for some reason. It's just like a really nostalgic one for me, I'd say. I kind of miss being like a kid at Christmas. Those were certainly the days. You've been tracking Santa for a decade. Wow. Yeah, I've been tracking for quite a long time as well. Since about 2008, I think. I was pretty young when I started. And now I'm 19, so yeah, where'd the time go? Have I ever been to Japan? No, I haven't. I want to go there one day though. So will we get a NORAD cam? That's the question. But we'll find out in 20 seconds when Santa arrives in Berlin. to over 3.6 billion now. We're getting very close to that 4 billion mark. I think Santa is very nearly at sort of like the halfway mark in his journey. So he's certainly done a lot, but there's so much left to be done before he returns home to the North Pole. And it appears that we do indeed have a NORAD cam, so I'm going to mute my music and play that for you guys.
Santa knows that Germany is a great place to visit during the holidays, and we've just spotted him over Berlin. We see him flying over the Brandenburg Gate and the Charlottenburg Palace, and he's soaring toward the Berlin Television Tower. It is rumored that Santa enjoys eating Berlin donuts while he's here in the German capital. NORAD will continue tracking Santa on his journey, so stay tuned for more updates as Rudolph and the other reindeer keep Santa on his course, delivering holiday cheer.
Alright, and that is the NORAD cam for Berlin, and we're getting very close to the end of my hosting shift now. Jack will be on very soon, but at the moment we've got Santa heading to Copenhagen, and I think after this he could end up going back south into Central Europe, or he could go back up north and do more of Sweden and Norway. So, where will he head next? Actually, you can actually get straight across from Denmark to Sweden by road. There's a bridge there. And so next up is Alta, Norway, in about 6 minutes. So there's a bit of a long trek up to Sweden to get there. Will there be a YANTSU camp in Madrid? Well, once again, you'll have to wait and see. I believe Jack is just about ready to get on now, so I will be switching over very shortly. It's been a fantastic year. Can't believe it's over already.